Oh boy, it looks like, well, Walmart may have messed up big time here. And there's going to be a lot of videos you're going to see posting up over the next couple hours of people very frustrated and very annoyed with Walmart because it looks like Walmart is canceling all of the Super Nintendo Classic pre-orders that were in place on their website. And now a lot of people are even trying to figure out, well, why would you do that? Since it's money. You have money from these pre-orders, right? Well, I figured we'd look at that in this video, kind of figure out maybe as to why Walmart is even canceling these things when they had several purchases kind of set in stone there with these pre-orders. But let's talk a little bit about what happened here first. So we talked about this the other day in Newswave, where they had these Super Nintendo Classic pre-orders that seemed to go live like out of nowhere, strangely, right? And it looks like they were sending out emails, a few here and there, about their orders being canceled. A lot of people figured, oh, maybe it's because that person ordered more than one, or maybe they were late to the party and it ran over a little bit. It happens with these things where they oversell it, they have to cancel some, but then people over here still get the item. Well, it looks like now emails are going out everywhere to pretty much everyone who had a pre-order, and they're just canceling them. In fact, the email they're sending out seems to quote, "Unfortunately, due to a technical glitch, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition was mistakenly made available last Friday evening ahead of the official release date. We regrettably will have to cancel this item on your order. We know that this is incredibly disappointing to you, and we're truly sorry for this mistake." Yeah, it looks like it was a technical glitch. Something I was kind of thinking the other day when we were talking about it, that maybe it was just accidental on their part and they were trying to sort through this and try to figure out, well, how can we transfer them or make this work? More than likely, they didn't even have a retail SKU for this thing, so that would really affect them when they're taking these pre-orders in their website database. Well, what do we match these things to if we don't even have a SKU for it? Because they probably don't at this point. And that's a big problem for them if they don't have a way to store it in their database on their servers with a SKU to match up. Well, how are they going to sort these things? And that's one thing. Yes, maybe there's not a SKU. But something else I thought about pretty much right away is maybe there was a street date in place for when you could take pre-orders. Now, street dates generally go out for games when they're coming out. A lot of the times there's a street date for when a game can go on the shelf, and they do that so that everyone puts the game out at the same time, and there is not a distinct advantage for one company or one store or the other. And in this case, because obviously online shopping is so popular and people are going to try to hit any site that pops up right away, they may have been trying to keep it fair across the board, and we might see really a day where Super Nintendo Classics go on pre-order everywhere. I thought it was weird that Walmart was able to get pre-orders for these things, but then you see Amazon, Target, Best Buy, any other place that sells them didn't. So it was definitely a mistake. I think that became very clear. And I'm thinking there's some kind of street date because they even say ahead of release date. They may be talking about when it comes out. I'm hoping they're more so talking about a pre-order date that has already been set by Nintendo that they're supposed to be following. So really, Walmart would have no choice but to cancel these pre-orders if that's the case. If there is some sort of pre-order date that's set behind the scenes for these retailers. If that's the case, you really can't do that. It's a bad look, and in some cases it can get you in trouble with the manufacturer. Walmart's big. They could have probably survived it. They probably could have kept the pre-orders, and they wouldn't have gotten into any trouble that I know of. But there's also a chance that Nintendo, if they decided to keep those pre-orders, maybe they just don't send them Super Nintendo Classics and let Walmart clean up the mess. In this case, Walmart was like, well, we'll cancel them all, and we'll follow the rules when it's time to actually pre-order these, which they hopefully do let you pre-order these. We've heard from Target and Amazon and some other places that there will be a set date for you to do pre-orders. That makes me think further that there is a street date ready to roll for these pre-orders. There's also a really good chance that Walmart has no idea how many they're even getting. So when they opened the floodgates and everyone hit it, it looked like there were going to be way more people than what would be available in terms of stock, and they probably can't tell who ordered what first. So instead of randomly picking who to cancel or anything, they just cancel them all, and they'll just be ready when pre-orders actually open with a certain allotment. So it's frustrating. I understand. Walmart is they're no stranger to being complained about. I seem to complain about them every time I go to Walmart, whether it's for food shopping or buying a game or an item or something. It's always a fun time getting in and getting out. It takes way longer than it should, but people are going to complain. You're going to see a lot of videos going up, people frustrated, but keep in mind, pre-orders are still going to go up down the road. I think at this point, it's better that everyone gets them canceled now rather than later. So at least you know you need to try to find a pre-order rather than to say, oh, I got it at Walmart, it's okay. And then later on they cancel and then you just can't get one. So really, would you rather it be canceled now or a month or two from now? I mean, let's be honest here. You'd probably rather canceled now than then. But obviously the best outcome would have been people who pre-ordered it get it. Not the case here, so now everyone's going to be scrambling once again for the Super Nintendo Classic. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.